Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are tackling something that I think almost everyone feels, and that's the stress of trying to get conversationally fluent in English.
It really is a huge goal for so many people.
And it feels like this colossal mountain you have to climb.
It does, and that's because most people are, they're working under this huge, exhausting misconception.
Which is what?
They think they need 5, maybe 10,000 words just to have a basic, confident conversation. It's all about quantity.
And that's the hook we found in our sources, right? That this whole traditional model of just cramming more and more words, it's actually flawed for speaking.
Deeply flawed.
We've just been taught that more words means you're a better speaker.
And our mission today is really to flip that script. We want to show you how to be a confident, effective speaker with a much more focused quality over quantity approach.
So less stress.
Way less stress. We're going to focus on the essentials.
Okay, so here it is, the statistic that honestly should change how you see this entire process.
This is the number.
Research shows that just the most common 300 words in English, they make up about 65% of all our everyday conversations.
65%. And it gets even better. If you stretch that a little bit to about 1,000 common words, and you really master them,
Then what?
you can understand and actually take part in almost 90% of daily conversations.
Yeah, 90%. I mean, that changes everything.
It really does.
It means we have to stop thinking so broadly. You don't need to conquer 10,000 words. You just need to learn this core set deeply.
Yes, until using them is automatic. It's not about knowing a fancy word like ephemeral. It's about being able to handle your day-to-day life, smoothly, building that solid foundation first.
Okay, let's unpack that word depth, because this is where people get stuck. I know people, I'm sure you do too, who can ace a written grammar test.
Oh, absolutely.
But if you just ask them, hey, what did you do over the weekend? They freeze. They know the words, but they can't seem to use them.
That is the perfect description. And the sources use this great analogy for it. It's like you own this beautiful, fully stocked toolbox.
Okay.
It's got all the tools, but you have no muscle memory for actually building anything with them.
So knowing a word and using a word are two totally different skills.
Completely different. And using them is what we're training for. That's fluency.
So if I know the definition of a word, but I don't, as you say, own it,
Yeah.
what am I missing?
You're missing automaticity. To really own a word means you can pull it out and use it instantly in the right context without even thinking about it.
No more translating in your head.
Exactly.
Let's use an example, a really common one, like the verb get.
Perfect. Get seems so simple, right? Every beginner learns it. They know it means receive or become.
But that's not owning it.
Not at all. Can you use it naturally, automatically, in all the ways native speakers do every single day?
Like what?
You get up in the morning, you get ready for work, you get tired in the afternoon, maybe you get lost driving somewhere, or you need to get along with a new coworker.
Right.
If you pause for even a second before saying, I need to get better at this, you don't own it yet. Owning it is mastering all those different uses.
That's such a clear distinction. And focusing on that core 500 to 1,000 words in that deep way, it just makes the whole goal feel possible.
It does. We're turning Mount Everest into a staircase.
Right. You're not staring at the top anymore.
You're just focused on the next step. It makes it manageable. It reduces that anxiety.
Okay, so let's get practical. People need a plan. You've laid out a 4-step plan to turn these known words into owned words. What's step 1?
Step 1 is choose your core vocabulary and make it personal. So you start with a list of the 500 to 1,000 most common words. That's your foundation.
Okay, but the make it personal part, doesn't that sort of, dilute the focus on the common words? How do you balance those two things?
That's a great question. And the personalization actually supercharges the core list. Think about it. If you're a student, the top 1,000 words are useful. But knowing words like assignment, deadline, study, that makes your English immediately useful for your actual life. And that usefulness is what makes words stick.
So you take the basic ingredients and then you add the spices that are just for you, for your life.
Exactly. That connection to your real experience is a powerful memory hook. The brain just holds on to it better.
Okay, that makes sense. What's step 2 for getting that depth?
Step 2 is an absolute rule. Never learn a word alone. Context is king.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, if you just write down arrive to reach a place in a notebook, that's useless for conversation. It's just abstract data.
Instead, you should put it in a sentence that's actually true for you. Like, I usually arrive at work around 9 a.m.
Yes, you're learning the word, the grammar, the whole package at once. And here's the pro tip we pulled from the research. Say that sentence out loud and record yourself saying it.
Oof. Recording yourself. A lot of people hate hearing their own voice. You're saying it's really that important.
It's one of the most powerful things you can do, because when you listen back, you become your own teacher.
How so?
You instantly hear where your pronunciation is a bit off or where you hesitated. That process of hearing your own mistakes and correcting them builds confidence and accuracy way faster than waiting for someone else to correct you.
You're training your mouth and your ear at the same time. Okay, I get it. What's step 3?
Step 3 is connecting new words to old words. You want your vocabulary to grow like you're adding blocks to a building, not just, throwing them in a pile.
So show me how that works. Give me an example of that building block idea.
Okay, let's say you already know simple words like go, work, early, traffic. You can make a good, solid sentence. I go to work early because of the traffic.
Simple, clear, totally functional.
Right. Now let's say you learn 2 new words.
Yeah.
Train and ticket. You don't just memorize them, you immediately connect them to what you already have.
So you could say,
I usually go to work early, but today I'm taking the train because the ticket was cheap. See? You're just expanding your existing structure. It feels natural.
it's a system, not just a random list.
Yeah.
It feels so much less overwhelming.
And that leads right into the final step, which is all about application. Step 4, tell a small story.
Okay.
Once a week, just take your core words, the ones you're practicing, and tell a really simple story about something that actually happened to you.
Why does it have to be about my own life?
Because that's what we call meaningful practice. The brain holds onto information that has an emotional connection. So if you say something like, yesterday I went to the supermarket, I bought fruit and milk, I walked home and cooked dinner.
Right, things I actually did.
Those words get cemented in your memory because they're tied to a real event. That psychological link is everything.
Okay, I have to ask about something that I know creates a lot of anxiety. It's the fear of sounding too simple.
Ah, yes.
If you're only using 500 to 1,000 words, are you just going to sound like a child forever?
That is such a critical fear, and we need to just dismantle it right now. Simple sentences are powerful sentences.
How so?
This idea that you need complex language to sound smart is a myth. It comes from academic writing, not real life. Think about how native speakers actually talk to each other.
We're pretty direct. How's it going? I'm tired today. That meeting went on forever.
Exactly. It's clear, it's efficient. When a learner uses simple sentences correctly, with good flow and the right tone, they sound natural and confident. Not basic. Clarity is the real sign of sophistication.
This sounds a lot like the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle.
It's a perfect application of it. The research basically shows that 80% of your communication power comes from mastering just 20% of the vocabulary. And that 20%, that's your core 300 to 1,000 words.
You had a great analogy for this before, the kitchen analogy.
Right, it's like cooking. You might have 100 different spices, but 90% of the time, the best dishes just need salt, pepper, oil, and garlic.
Master the essentials, and everything you say will work.
Precisely. It will be clear and effective.
So let's talk about the routine. Because to make this work, consistency is way more important than intensity, right?
Consistency is king. We are not talking about 2-hour marathon study sessions. That just leads to burnout. All you need is 15 to 20 minutes a day.
That sounds almost too easy. Is there a danger people will feel like they aren't trying hard enough?
That's a great point. But it's not about working hard. It's about working smart. The goal isn't to tire your brain out. It's to remind your brain every single day. We're building a habit.
So what does that 15-minute routine look like?
You break it into 3 little micro sessions. First, in the morning for about 5 minutes, you just review yesterday's sentences out loud. While you're making coffee, whatever.
Okay, keeping it fresh.
Then, in the afternoon, for another 5 minutes, you listen to some English. A podcast, a song, a short video. And your only job is to actively listen for the core words you're learning.
So you're training your ear to catch them in the wild, so to speak.
Exactly. You're teaching your brain to notice them. And finally, in the evening, for the last 5 minutes, you tell a 1-minute story about your day. Say it out loud. Force yourself to use the words you're focusing on.
15 minutes. That's it. And that works because of how it physically changes your brain, right? This idea of fluency pathways.
It does. Think of it like walking through a really thick forest. The first time, it's hard. There's no path.
You're fighting through it. A lot of effort.
But if you walk that same route every single day, what happens?
You create a path. It gets easier and easier.
And eventually it becomes a clear, wide road. That's what you're doing in your brain. The thought goes from your brain to your mouth instantly. No resistance.
It's like learning to drive a car. At first, you think about every single little thing.
The clutch, the gear shift, the mirror.
And then after a while, you just drive. It's automatic.
That's the goal. And to get there, we have to talk about mistakes. Because the fear of making them is what stops most people from ever speaking at all.
It's paralyzing.
We have to reframe this. Mistakes are not your enemy. They are your best teachers. Every time you make a mistake, you're getting instant, personalized feedback.
So if I say I go to work yesterday,
Instead of feeling embarrassed, your brain should go, okay, past tense of go, I need to practice that. The mistake literally shows you the crack in your foundation that you need to fix.
so the goal is communication, not perfection.
Communication over perfection. Always. Native speakers make mistakes all the time. We forget words, we correct ourselves. If the other person understands you, you've succeeded. Period.
That is so liberating. Okay, let's give people some practical tools. You mentioned these powerhouse verbs.
Yeah.
Make, take, and have.
Yes. If you learn the common phrases or collocations with these 3 verbs, your fluency will jump. For make, think about creation. Make breakfast, make a mistake, make friends, make money.
Everyday stuff. What about take?
Take is about actions and responsibility. Take a shower, take a break, take your time, take care. It's so much more natural to say, let's take a break, than some long, complicated sentence. Have is about experiences. Have fun, have a meeting, have breakfast. If you master just 20 or so combinations with those 3 verbs, you can handle a huge percentage of daily interactions.
And this whole approach, this focus,
Yeah.
it also helps with the emotional side, right? With the anxiety.
It's critical for that. When the goal is manageable, just focus on these core words. It stops feeling so terrifying. You have a clear map.
And every day you complete your 15 minutes, it's a small win.
It is. And that small win gives your brain a little hit of dopamine, that reward chemical.
So you feel good and you want to do it again tomorrow.
Exactly. It creates a positive feedback loop. Small successes build real, lasting confidence.
Okay, let's give them some phrases they can own right away for travel or just meeting people. The absolute essentials.
Keep it simple. For airport or just general situations, you need politeness. Excuse me, where is? Can you help me, please? And the most powerful one, I don't understand.
Saying that calmly is a superpower. What about a restaurant?
I'd like. Can I have the bill, please? This is delicious. Simple, direct, gets you what you need.
And for meeting people.
Master the basics. Hi, my name is. Where are you from? What do you do? And then you can add your interests with simple phrases like, I enjoy or I love. That toolkit handles almost all small talk.
So this is all about building that foundation.
Yeah.
What happens, say, 3 months into this kind of focused daily practice?
After 3 months, your speaking speed is noticeably faster. You pause less. And, this is crucial, your listening gets way better.
Why does listening get better?
Because your brain now recognizes those 1,000 core words instantly. So it doesn't have to work as hard, and it has more power left over to figure out the rest of the sentence.
And what about further down the road? 6 months, a year.
That's when you hit what we call the fluency breakthrough. English stops feeling like a foreign subject you're studying.
It becomes part of you.
Yes. You start thinking in English without translating. You might even start dreaming in English. The conscious effort starts to become a subconscious habit.
And that leads us to the final big idea here, which is comprehensible input.
Yes. This is what accelerates your growth once you have the foundation. It means listening to or reading English that's just a little bit above your current level. We call it the Goldilocks zone.
Not too hard, not too easy.
Exactly. And when you own those core 1,000 words, you can find this zone easily.
How does that work?
Because you understand enough of the sentence, enough of the context, that you can guess the new words you don't know. You're not lost anymore. You're learning naturally from the context.
So that core vocabulary is like a skeleton key. It lets you unlock new words just by enjoying content.
It's a self-rolling snowball of learning. It starts small, but as you listen and read, it just naturally picks up more and more vocabulary. It gets bigger and faster, and eventually the learning feels almost effortless.
That's a powerful image. Okay, let's wrap this deep dive up. Can we do a quick recap of the 7 core takeaways?
Let's do it. Number 1, you don't need thousands of words. Focus is your superpower.
2, master 500 to 1,000 core words and learn them deeply in context.
3, always learn words in full sentences that are connected to your real life.
4, consistency over intensity. Just 15 minutes a day is all you need.
5, embrace your mistakes. They are your best teachers. They show you what to practice next.
6, speak from day one. Even if you're just talking to yourself, don't wait to feel ready.
And 7, trust the process. Fluency is a snowball. It grows over time.
This has been so practical. Let's give everyone a challenge they can start right now.
Okay, here is your challenge for today. Grab a piece of paper and write down 10 common English words from your life. Maybe morning, work, family, tired, happy, eat, friend.
Simple words.
Very simple. Then create 5 simple sentences using those words about your actual day, for example.
My family and I eat dinner together in the evening.
Perfect. Now the final step. Say those 5 sentences out loud, slowly and clearly, 3 times today. That repetition is what starts building those fluency pathways in your brain.
Start that snowball rolling. And remember, this isn't a race. The only person you should compare yourself to is you from yesterday. The goal is just clear, confident communication.
That's it. Not perfect English. Just clear communication that connects you with other people. Keep that focus, and you'll be amazed at how quickly that snowball starts to grow.
We will see you on the next deep dive.